Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction, bringing you yet another reaction video. Tonight, we're going to be giving Coldrain a listen. They have a new song called out New Dawn, and I'm really pumped. I love this band so much. I've been spinning Nonnegative a ton. That album came out last year in 2022. Please go show it some love. I feel like this band, is very underrated. So if you haven't checked out Coldrain, hopefully this is a great opportunity to jump into the band. Wonderful discography. If you love post-hardcore, they pretty much nail that to a T. And I feel like with newer stuff, they've gotten a little bit more into metalcore, which is really sick. So I feel like they find this beautiful blend of it. And yeah, this is their new song, New Dawn. So let's give it some love. Ooh. Very like OG metalcore. Double bass kick in the chorus. Oh. This is insane. Oh. That synth? Alright, let's go. Sunday will be sad. Around me thinking about ourselves again. The only way to laugh is sad. Tear it all down just to say we can. Build it all up just to say we done. To live forever. Playing God again. To live forever. That's my saviors. We've gone too far. Oh, gang vocal, I like that. Gonna get a breakdown. I like this ending. I like that ending. That was cool. Anyway, guys, this was Coldrain's newest song, New Dawn. I feel like it's pretty obvious that this is. I think they're one of the premier like Japanese post-hardcore bands. If you haven't this is maybe your first time listening to Coldrain, as I mentioned previously, give them some love. They're really, honestly, truly a band that I feel like I tell a lot of people about, and I genuinely enjoy all of their music. I've been following them since like Vena 1, Vena Part 2. So really have been a fan for quite a bit. I have only seen them once because I think they've only come to the States once. So would love to have them back. Hopefully they come back at some point. But I really enjoyed this song. I love that this one is definitely heavier. I would kind of put this in the same lane as their previous album, Non-Negative. I guess the song closest to that I would say is maybe like Rabbit Hole, I would say, is like kind of, I guess, the next closest one. But they definitely took a lot of inspiration from like OG like metalcore music, and I think I love that about the band, especially like that beginning guitar riff feels very like mid 2000s, like maybe early 2000s, like metalcore riffs, which I love. You already know I'm an OG. I love I love when bands do that. So such a cool cut, a little bit of a throwback, and I appreciate that. So really cool aspect of that. I think their singer is just fantastic. I think it's Matsuo. I love his vocals. I think he's such a great vocalist. I love his clean singing, but I would argue that his screaming has gotten so much better over the years as well too. Like there's just a lot more like depth, there's a lot more tonality to his screams, and I think he just sounds fantastic on this track, especially it being, I would argue, a little bit more of a heavier side of Coldrain, where I feel like in previous stuff they've kind of found a good like middle ground between like really like cool like vocal parts, especially in the verses, and like having a little bit more softer songs. Like first song that comes to mind is like January 1st, which is just like a basically like a ballady sort of song. And I love that. I think that's one of my favorite songs that they've done. Just because I love, or like Boys and Girls is another good one that I think is another great, like, just like clean vocal song. But I also love Rabbit Hole, which is like just a really fun, like jumpy, like metalcore track. Um, and I think this band hits both both ends of the spectrum for me, where it's like if I want to sing along with Cold Rain, I can do it. If I want to just like bang my head and just have like a mosh pit, like I think they hit that stride with like this song, Rabbit Hole, like some of their heavier music. I think they definitely find a great middle ground between all of those things, and I think that's what I ultimately love about Cold Rain, is that they really find a great juxtaposition with each time. I'm curious if whether or not this is just a single or if they're gonna do an EP or something. I would be really surprised if they had already have new music, because like Non-Negative came out last year, so I feel like they just wanted to have like something out new and just for people to listen to. And ultimately I'd be curious if whether or not they continue down like the heavier like rabbit hole and they kind of go into heavier territory, because that'd be a very interesting process for them, I'd argue. But also at the same point, like I think they would do a very great job of that. Love the chorus in this track. I think the chorus is really like high, uplifting, really fun. I love the different kind of like rhythmic changes throughout the song. Like the first part of the song is very like fast paced. The tempo is really like up there. The drumming in the chorus kind of like levels out a little bit. Second verse, it kind of picks up. There's this really cool like guitar solo thing going on. Great leads on this track as well. Another like fun little breakdown part. It's kind of jumps all over the map in terms of like heaviness to like post hardcore sound, which I think is great. I think they do that pretty well, as I mentioned previously. But this one, I feel like there's a lot more of a juxtaposition within the song itself, where I feel like maybe older songs like might have capped out at a certain point. I feel like this one was just like, let's just go. Let's just like go nuts and let's do like a fun, heavy track. And I think they really accomplished that in this song specifically. And I'd be curious to see if whether or not they continue down, again, the heavier side of things. And just if they release more music, because this one just seems like a one off for right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they possibly have like some sort of material coming out in 2024, just because I feel like since by that time, Non-Negative would be out for almost 2 years or pretty close to that. So be curious to see what's next for Coldrain. As I always do, I feel like this is a band that I like to highlight as often as possible. So please, if you haven't given Coldrain some love, let me know what you think about their new track, New Dawn down below. Would love to know your thoughts on the song. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Love to know your thoughts about the track as a whole. And if you have any cool other J metal bands, let me know in the comments below. I love J metal, so I feel like there are some bands that I don't have under my repertoire that I'd love to check out. So please make your voice heard down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this reaction video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It does go a long way. I'd love to hit 5K before the year's over with, so if you can help me get there, that would be amazing, and I'd love to catch you in future material. So thank you for watching. Love all of y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.